Alright, so in this tutorial we will be hooking up our breadboard with our 4 inputs and our 4 outputs to our Cyclone 2. To begin with, we will be taking our black and red wires and hooking up our ground and power rails on the breadboard to the Cyclone 2. So first what you'll do is you'll take your black wire and you will hook it up to the ground pin that is located right here next to the power. And then you will hook the male end of this cable into the negative end on your breadboard. Next, we'll take the red cable and hook this into the VCC for power right next to the ground. Then we'll take the male end of this and hook it into the positive side of our rail. Now this rail is also hooked up through the power and ground by these 2 cables right here. So we have our rails with power and ground now. So we want to take these cables, and the color doesn't matter too much, but we want to take these cables and hook up our inputs. So you'll see there's a little green cable going from the center of this switch into this rail right here. So what we want to do is take the male end and stick it into 4, and then take the female end and stick this into our 112 over on the Cyclone 2. Next, we'll take another cable and hook up 8 to 113. And then 12 to 114. Next, we will hook up 16 to 115. And now we have all our inputs hooked up. You notice you can stick these into any of the holes on the rail going this way, but it's a lot easier to just keep them to the outside, and then you can access your switches and see your LEDs a lot better. Next, we are going to hook up all of our inputs, our outputs, the powers to our outputs. So we want this to be our first one. So we're going to hook this, the male end of this, into 26, and then the female over at 118. And then again 27 into 119. Into 120, and finally 129 into 121. Now we have all our inputs and outputs hooked up, so we will see you in the next video of pushing the program to the Cyclone 2 and then testing our outputs or our chips regarding our inputs and outputs. Thanks.